We're live. Hey guys, this is Bradley Benner with Semantic Mastery, and I've got Adam Moody with me today. He's going to be helping me during the presentation in the webinar. We'll kind of give it a few minutes for everybody to trickle in, and while we do that, I'm going to get set up. Hey Adam, say hi, by the way.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
I'm going to get set up with the presentation. I'm upgrading and going to slides instead of just notes. I've still got to figure out how to use presentation slides in Hangouts properly, but this is a good start anyway. So,
That looks good.
okay, it looks all right. Okay, cool. All right, well, we got a lot to go over today, and I want to also take some questions at the end of the session. Obviously, if anybody has any questions during the presentation, type them into chat, and Adam will interrupt me so that I can make sure that I answer the questions. Since this is going through Hangouts on air, it does have a little bit of a delay. So as soon as you have a question, type it in, and if we'll back up if we have to answer the questions. And if there's any really detailed or long questions that need answered, we'll save that towards the end during the Q&A session. Okay, so if we don't get to it right away, at least Adam, please notify me, and I'll make the decision whether I'm going to answer it right then or wait. Okay.
Will do.
All right, good. Well, today is about pitching or prospecting and pitching using Google Plus and YouTube. This is something that I've been playing around with a lot lately for finding video clients, video SEO. As the members of Semantic Mastery know, I've been doing a lot of video SEO work. It's hands down the easiest way to get money quickly, in my opinion. And then obviously it's a great foot in the door strategy with clients too, to where you can upsell them on additional services, such as doing full websites and SEO campaigns, social media, all that higher ticket stuff. But video SEO is a great way to very quickly get results and to also produce some money, and it really wows prospects or clients. Usually you can wow a prospect, and if you wow them enough, they become clients anyways. And that's really what I've been doing a lot of with videos lately, and using a lot of the training that we teach here at Semantic Mastery with the IFTTT syndication networks, which works so well for videos. It's just ridiculous. And it makes it really easy. This setup is kind of intense, but once it's set up, it's really very easy to rank videos quickly. And Google Plus is the perfect platform for this, and it makes prospecting so much easier. Guys, a lot of you that are members were on the webinar we did several weeks ago. It was a bonus webinar where I went over using video email to pitch and prospect and then pitch to clients or to potential clients. And I shared with you a download link to a product that I had put together several years ago, like at least maybe 2.5 years ago, with some partners in another business on how to use Vmail for prospecting, which is video email. And it's still a great strategy. But with Google Plus growing all the time, and now 2 years later, 2.5 years later since I produced that video email course, I don't really even do the video email anymore. I still communicate with my clients that way. That's primarily how I communicate with clients, is using video emails, because that way, like I've mentioned before, I'm not interrupting them. Honestly, I don't care to talk to clients if I don't have to. If I can avoid it, I certainly will. So I generally do a screencast video, say what I need to say, show them what I need to show them, and email them the video, the link to the YouTube video, because I just upload it to YouTube, send them the link, and my communication's done. They can reply via email or whatever, or pick up the phone and call me if they'd like, but most of them reply via email, which is just how I like it. But with Google Plus is growing. It's in popularity. More and more people are on it. With Android phones and using any kind of Google product whatsoever, you've got to be logged into Google pretty much all the time. It's very similar to Facebook in that matter. And so it's something that you can use to your advantage to get directly in front of potential clients, okay, without having to cold call or to go knock doors or walk in cold, which is honestly I hate that. I just absolutely hate doing any kind of cold prospecting, period. And this is one way to do it that's very, very easy, and it's perfect to go along with what I shared with you guys with video email. So with that said, we're going to get right into prospecting. And what I'd like to do is talk about creating specific circles using your profile. And the reason I say using your profile is because if you try to use a business page, for example, and you're contacting or circling people as a brand or a page, your follow back or your circle back rate is going to be a lot less. Okay, I've tested this extensively, and I'll share some tricks about that in a minute too, about some other tests that I've done. But usually when you follow people with your profile, if you have a fully developed profile, photos, it shows that you've been active, you've got your business details on there, your introduction and your bios all filled out nicely, you've got everything filled out, you've got links to your other profiles, your social profiles, your website, any other web properties that you have that you want to share. Put all that in. Take some time, fill out your profile, make it nice and professional, and then when you go to follow people, I've found my success rate of getting circle backs is about 70%. So about out of 7 out of every 10 people that I circle me back. Okay. And what I found with pages, however, is that it's a much lower rate. Like we're talking 2 to 3 people for every 10. So I would not suggest that you do this using your page. Set up your profile and do it that way. Now, that said, I've also tested this with personas pages. I don't suggest this. It really depends on what it is you're trying to do. But if you're prospecting for clients, then provide marketing services, whether it's SEO, social media, web development, any kind of marketing services whatsoever. Eventually, you're going to have to talk with those people or be in direct communication with them. So I wouldn't recommend setting them up a persona for that. However, if you have staff or you have people that work with you, that if you have females, this is really the trick. This is something that I've tested. If you have a females tend to get followed back an even higher rate than a regular profile. Now again, this kind of depends on who you're targeting, what your audience is, and also, again, it has a lot to do with the profile itself, like how filled out it is, how active you are. But I've taken 2 personas, and I've actually tested this recently within about the last 2 months. And I had 2 personas, a male and a female, and obviously the female's persona had a very attractive female as the persona. And I had an outsourcer at the time. We're going to talk about some tools today to how to automate a lot of this, but I actually, at the time, a couple months ago, I had an outsourcer that was growing my circles for me, and I gave her specific criteria on how to grow the circles, and I had her duplicate with both profiles, a male and a female, to follow the same people in the same areas by setting up geographic-based circles, which, again, we're going to talk about that today. And we ended up following like 7,000 people over the course of like a month or maybe 5 weeks or something like that. And out of those, the female had like a 3,800 follow back rate, and the male only had like about a 1,600 follow back rate. So it was very funny to see. It was like more than double what the circle back rate was for a female profile. So that's just a little tidbit if you're doing like any kind of affiliate marketing or things like that, and use a female profile. However, like I said, if you're prospecting for clients, then I would suggest you just use your own profile. So that was a little side note. But using Google Plus search to find people to add. Let's jump into this for a moment and we'll walk it out. Adam, no questions yet?
Nothing right now.
Okay. All right. So one thing is people don't think about a lot when I talk to them about Google Plus is that Google Plus is a search engine, right? It's Google's own product. So, and they're the kings of search. So, the king of search. So, when you want to search for profiles in Google Plus, you can use Google Plus search, and you can get very granular in what type of searching you're kind of profiles you return. Now, obviously, it has its limitations as well, and we're going to see that here in just a moment. But Google Plus search to find people to add. Number one is communities. Okay, so if you're going after a specific type of business or industry, you can search for communities that way. So, I don't know, Adam, I would like to take some recommendations for us to search on today. So anybody has anything that they'd like us to use as an example, put that in the chat. And
Yeah, sure.
Adam, you read that off to me.
Does anybody have a something they want to see?
Yeah. Okay. So in the meantime, let me just show you, for example, like let's just say SEO. Okay. If we say SEO, we hit search, and then we go to communities. Okay. This is going to bring back all of these communities here that you could ask to join. Some of them are going to be private, some are going to be public. So it just depends. But these are all communities here that have people that have signed up and they're based around SEO. So these are great communities to find, potential people in a particular industry. Okay. So this is one example. Another one you could do is you could even do like a geographic-based community. So let's just say Washington, D.C. There's generally going to be less when you go by geography, depending on the city, obviously. But look, I mean, these are all people that are joined for some reason or another a Washington, D.C. community. And granted, they're not as big, but you don't need to have thousands of members. You only need dozens of members to get plenty of business. And so look at this, Washington, D.C. lawyers. Think about that. Right there, there's 57 members that are in this community that are Washington, D.C. lawyers. Right there, anybody doing attorney marketing, they could ask to join, and they might not be able to join them, but it's possible. So click on the link, and you can say, and it looks like this says join community. It doesn't look like it's moderated. It may be, it may not be, but my point is that here is 57 members that are Washington, D.C. lawyers that you could be potential targets or prospects, okay? And I'm gonna leave this open because I want to keep this URL up here for a reason. We'll talk about that in a minute. So pages typically, excuse me for a second. Pages typically aren't going to have the kind of following or they're not members. It's people that follow pages, like Facebook pages would be. I've not found a lot of success with pages, to be honest with you. I listed that here. Oops, one second. I didn't mean to do that. I've not found a lot of success with pages, but I just wanted to point that out, that there's if you have a particular page that you follow that has a lot of followers on it, and it's an active page with people commenting or plus wanting and sharing, that sort of thing, then click on that page, and that could be a potential source of prospects. Okay. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and just open this up in a new tab, and we'll look for, going with the Washington, D.C. example, we'll look for pages that say Washington, D.C. All right, so you can click on people and pages. Okay, and so these are going to be just pages that have Washington, D.C. in them. Okay, so for example, you'd have to click through to actually see the follower count. So like if we click on this one, and like I said, this one's got 4,949 followers, and it looks like there's some activity on here. That like this has got plus 10 plus ones and 20 plus ones. So this could be another potential. That's what I'm saying. You could look for pages this way too. Okay. And again, the URL, using a tool that we're going to talk about in a minute called Circloscope, you guys can actually follow all the people or add them to a circle very quickly. All right.
So Bradley?
Yeah.
Austin was asking what communities would kitchen remodeler joining. So it sounds like he was setting up a home improvement company. So I don't know if you want to do a search real quick.
Sure.
Just to
Sure. What was his name?
Austin.
Austin. Hey, Austin, if you don't mind, what area, or I mean, it can just be a generic, a made-up area if you don't want to give away where you're at. But yeah, let's just go with, let's say, kitchen remodeling. I know of an area that has a lot of that. Would be Virginia Beach. Okay, so we can look at people and pages. Possibly communities. I've never looked for communities for something like that. I'm not sure that there would be a lot, but let's find out. Yeah, see, this is Virginia Beach something general contractors with one member. And that's the guy that created it, I guarantee. People and pages, we can click on that, and we can see right here. Now, what's cool about this, and we're going to go into this in just a moment with following people too. See, there's a difference between people and pages. Well, this is obviously going to just return. Well, no, it could have people in here too. But the difference is if you see where it says follow instead of add, then that's going to be a page. If it says plus add, then it's like right here. This is a persona, or a profile is what I should say. When it says plus add, it's a profile. When it says plus follow, it's a page. Okay.